Joe Turney, Ryan Norberg, X30 Pro is underway, and look at Diego Ramos up the middle. Norberg, a very slow start down to turn one. He gets absolutely swallowed by the field, Randy.
Norberg got shuffled all the way back to fifth through that start. Diego Ramos was ready to pounce, and boy, he pumped it when the green flag flew. He took off down the middle, went 3 wide. Next thing you know, he's chasing down Joe Turney for the top spot. So a great start by Diego Ramos.
Ryan Norberg is still way back. He's outside the top 15 now, all the way behind Cooper Shipman. I don't know what misfired for the Ralston Performance Group Cosmic driver. He looks okay now, just ahead of Brandon Lemke. That changes everything. As off the racetrack is Hayden Jones, big off for the 316. But what changes now is while Ryan Norberg was the guy to battle Joe Turney, these guys are going to try and shuffle Turney to the rear. Harley Keeble down the inside. Here comes Blake Nash to the outside down the front straightaway. Turney back to third. He'll push Keeble forward. Harley Keeble probably going to low line it here in turn 2 as well. Ramos to third. No, Turney underneath Keeble. He gets through for the lead. Ramos trying to go for second. Keeble still there on the outside in 3. He runs Ramos wide. Harley Keeble, Diego Ramos all the way into the dirt. And Keeble gets back to second. Turney gets the lead again.
My, how things can change from one day to the next. This is a completely different appearance to what we had yesterday in the heat races. We have got wide open right now. This is anybody's race.
Diego Ramos has also been quick and has looked good all 3 days. Dario Vizzaro, a bump and run to Paulie Massimino in turn 6. I want to watch that here in turn number 4. Let's see, does Massimino get him back? He sends him off the racetrack. Yeah, well, welcome to the big leagues, Dario Vizzaro. That stuff's probably not going to fly. Massimino, that was, that's some old school racing, I think, right there, Randy. That was, you're going to throw a rock at me? Well, you're getting a boulder right back. Yeah, Dario Vizzaro and Paulie Massimino, they got into it yesterday, and that's what sent Massimino back is Harley Keeble wants the lead. Harley Keeble to the point. Blake Nash gets through for second in both drivers' best sessions so far this weekend. Joe Turney is back to third, and this is amazing news for Ryan Norberg, who is 3.5 seconds away in 8th.
Ryan Norberg continues on the charge. Every lap gets a little bit closer to that top spot. He just went purple with a 65.116.
Whoa, what a move from Blake Nash for the lead, and Turney and Keeble bang tires. Keeble holds on to second. The Californian Blake Nash has never won an X30 Pro main event before. He's looking for it here today. Harley Keeble has won a bunch of KA races. He wants his first X30 win as well this year. And Turney is just trapped behind these two young guns, trying to find an opening to get himself back out to the lead after a slow start for the Kart Republic driver. Furl black flags flying. Keeble nearly sideways under braking in turn 1. There's 6 cars lined up down to the hairpin. It's 8 drivers in the lead pack. Harley Keeble commands them into 4. Turney, wow, down the inside on Blake Nash. He gets second.
And this is right into the hands of Ryan Norberg. The old saying, the race will come back to you. Well, the race is coming back to Ryan Norberg.
And he is trying to keep one of them behind him with a vengeance. Joe Turney, a little love tap in turn number 1. Keeble still low-lining everybody on the bottom side through turn number 2. And the downside of going that far low, they're on the dirty part of the racetrack. Someone's going to make a mistake. When's it going to happen? Turn 4, look at Nick Terlecki around the outside trying to get 7th, and he does, back from Norberg. Diego's got to get back in line. He quickly does right before Ryan Norberg is able to stick the nose there. Keeble blocks slow again, really parking it on the bottom side. Everybody, look at Brandon Carr. He sends it around the outside on Blake Nash. He'll get to 3rd, and DeTulio to 4th. This is just blocking until the field spreads apart. Harley Keeble, I don't think he's going to take it off the low side. Joe Turney trying to get creative, went high, still on the outside. He's still there. Joe Turney to the lead into the S's.
That's a pass we haven't seen all weekend. Around the outside for 2 corners, gets to the S's, and he's got the line. Great move by Joe Turney.
Alessandro DeTulio off the racetrack as Brandon Carr got down the inside. Henry Wheeler gets through. Diego Ramos to 3rd, and now Harley Keeble. He blocked for many laps because he knew how quick Joe Turney could be. Ramos finally back up to 3rd. Ryan Norberg is behind him, and he's going to look to take that spot. Watch this. Turn 1, turn 2, the number 1 to the inside. He gets through on Ramos.
Ryan Norberg with a beautiful move to the inside, waited to the last moment.
Oh, Brandon Carr, Blake Nash, side by side with Austin Garrison. 3 wide out of turn 2, and they both go into the wall.
Unbelievable charge by Ryan Norberg. Got shuffled back on the start all the way to the rear of the field. worked his way back through, and has now got to the rear bumper of Harley Keeble. And I don't imagine he's going to be too patient with only 5 laps to go next time by. He's going to want to get around Keeble and start sizing up Joe Turney.
Whoa, what a move by Keeble. Harley Keeble sent it on the inside. He looked back. He saw Norberg was coming. He dive bombed Turney. Now Norberg is almost clear. He is clear. Ryan Norberg to second. Harley Keeble doing what he did earlier. Got to the lead, and he's going to low line it and park it on the apex. Do either of the veterans try anything crazy? Joe Turney's going high and low. He's going to cross over Norberg. He'll get back into second. Norberg back to third.
Diego Ramos, who was about 2 seconds back when all this started, has now taken advantage of the 2-wide racing, and Ramos slips to the inside trying to make the pass on Norberg. Can't quite do it, but Ramos and Norberg side by side for third.
Norberg fends off Ramos, says, please work with me, please go forward. Turney gets a little bit of a gap. Now he can open up and try to set Harley up for an over-under. Watch this down to turn number 6. Joe Turney, deep, high, over-under. Now around the outside again. He's off the racetrack. Joe Turney all the way back to 6 now. Keeble holds the lead, and it's Norberg up into second.
Austin Garrison and Nick Terlicke now to the top 5 as they're...
Norberg nearly got underneath Keeble, and Keeble swerved to block. Didn't realize Norberg was there. It's now Austin Garrison to third, Ramos into second.
This is not over yet. In fact, we've got about 10 karts, well, really about 12, because all this side-by-side bumping and bagging has caused the field to just clump together. It is anybody's race. 3 to go this time by, and Harley Keeble trying to hang on. Diego Ramos worked his way back up to second now, but it is by far not over.
Diego Ramos was not fast enough to keep up with Harley Keeble before. And oh man, Elio Meza, big hip check into the side of Paulie Massimino, trying to get underneath a driver behind him and overcooked it. 2 to go. Ryan Norberg, once again, fastest on the racetrack. Same story as 1 month ago, but unfortunately, with the way this has transpired, Harley Keeble might have gotten away with one here. Joe Turney's gotten back up to 6. Him, Ryan Norberg, and Nick Terlecki are in an all-out brawl right now. Alessandro DeTulio's there. Look at that slick over-under by Joe Turney on Norberg. Both of them are probably looking at each other like, man, this is just frustrating.
No mistakes by Keeble as they round the corner one last time, headed for the stripe. Harley Keeble by about 2 kart lengths over Diego Ramos.
Final time, down the straightaway. Harley Keeble sweeps the senior classes, and he scores his first career X30 Pro main event win. Harley Keeble wins in Cincinnati over Diego Ramos and Austin Garrison.